Okay, let's dive into a story that shows just how a few little bits of bad luck can spiral into something, well, something massive. We start in a city that's already simmering with trouble, a place where three total strangers are about to get their lives tangled together, all thanks to just being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
The story kicks off with this incredible line, and that's not just some nice scene setting, you know? It tells you everything right from the get-go. This isn't going to be a tale about heroes choosing some grand adventure. Nope. This is about how, in a place that's already on edge, a few random, unfortunate events can land three completely different people in the exact same jail cell.
So you have to ask, how did they even get here? Well, it all comes down to three separate moments of pure chaos. Let's actually break down each arrest, and you'll see how these strangers wound up becoming cellmates.
First up, we've got Sam Gray Oak. He's a ranger, very pragmatic, very focused. His mission? It's simple. Go collect a bounty. He tracks this guy to a stable yard. But what should have been a totally routine capture, yeah, it goes sideways, fast. In all the chaos, a very expensive horse gets killed by accident. Now, when the rich owner confronts him, Sam's only reply is a completely deadpan horse casualty. That one line tells you everything you need to know about this guy. He's blunt, a little detached, and he just completely fails to read the room. And, well, that lack of people skills gets him arrested right on the spot.
All right, next we meet Ukla. He's this massive warrior who really just wants a quiet drink. His trouble starts with a good intention. He sees a drunk hassling a young woman in a tavern, and he steps in. A simple act of doing the right thing, right? Well, not exactly.
This is a classic case of good intentions, disastrous results. Ukla wins the fight, no problem, but he pretty much wrecks the entire tavern doing it. So when the guards show up, the owner doesn't care who started it. He just sees the mess and points at the biggest guy in the room. And just like that, Ukla gets arrested for doing the right thing, just in the wrongest way possible. And our final character, Navi the Scholar, is just the perfect example of being in the wrong place at the absolute wrongest time. He was just trying to have a quiet drink, but he gets accused of being the magical reason for Ukla's rampage, just because he's a wizard who happened to be nearby. It's just pure bad luck. Of course, nobody listens to him when he protests. The guards couldn't care less about the facts. As they're dragging him away, he just mutters this under his breath. And with that, a ranger, a warrior, and a scholar, three strangers linked by nothing but a string of terrible luck, find themselves sharing a jail cell.
So there they are, stuck. But this is where the story really kicks into gear. A paladin named Talame shows up, and she doesn't offer them a pardon. Oh no, she offers them a deal, a single, really dangerous way to clear their names.
The proposition is super straightforward. The problem? Goblins have taken over the valuable Zyggurat mine. The job? Go clear them out. The reward? Freedom. I mean, this is a classic adventure setup, right? A suicide mission in exchange for a clean slate. And honestly, they don't really have a choice but to say yes. So, after fighting their way into the mine, they find out the stakes are way higher than they thought. This isn't just about clearing out some goblins. It's a full-on rescue mission. They find three other captives. Merton, a tough dragonborn fighter, Chases, a super antsy tabaxi rogue, and Gans, a terrified Kenku. All of a sudden, their little party has doubled, and the whole mission just got a lot more complicated.
With their new allies, the group pushes deeper and deeper into the mine. They eventually find the goblin leader, this huge ogre. But what's really important isn't the ogre itself. It's what it was guarding, a secret that is about to change everything.
Once the ogre is down, they find the real treasure. We're talking a powerful dwarven warhammer, a chest belonging to the very influential House Lasgang, and, most importantly, this pulsing ancient sigil glowing on the wall. This is the moment the whole story just pivots. This is not a goblin problem anymore. They've stumbled onto a mystery that's way bigger and way, way older. And of course, Navi, being the scholar, just can't resist getting a closer look. But when he gets near this sigil, it just erupts with this raw, incredible power. The whole symbol flares to life, and the entire mine starts to collapse in on them.
What happens next is just a desperate, chaotic scramble for their lives. The mountain is literally tearing itself apart around them, and right in the middle of all this, we get this great character moment. The Dragonborn, Merton, is about to be crushed, but Ukla manages to save him. You can see this important bond being forged right there, in the heat of the moment.
Against all odds, they actually make it out alive.
So their new plan is to take that chest they found back to its owners, House Lasgang, maybe get some answers. But their escape from the mine leads them straight out of the frying pan and into the fire. On the road, they get ambushed by bandits. But these are not your typical highway robbers. Their leader, a woman named Nilara, demands the chest, but listen to how she says it. It's not a greedy threat, you know? It sounds desperate, and that is way more interesting.
The standoff just explodes into a fight. All 8 bandits are defeated, but the victory, it's complicated. As their leader, Nilara, is trying to retreat, the rogue, Chase, cuts her down. This cold, efficient move ends the fight for sure, but it kicks off a huge argument right in the middle of their own group. So, still arguing about what Chases did, the group stumbles upon the bandits' hideout. And inside, they find something that changes everything. A journal. A journal that reveals who these so-called bandits really were, and why they were so desperate.
So that's the big question, isn't it? Why were these people so dead set on getting this one specific chest? Well, Nilara's journal has the answer, and it turns out they weren't bandits at all. They were former miners with a very, very serious grudge.
The journal basically lays out this 2-part tragedy. On one hand, you had the human cost, just horrific exploitation of these miners by House Lasgang. But then there's something else, something much weirder. Nilara wrote about impossible things happening down there. Tunnels that would just shift on their own, tools found buried deep inside solid rock. This wasn't just some greedy corporation. Something was fundamentally wrong with the mine itself.
And it all comes down to this one, final, absolutely chilling journal entry. They say it's just settling rock, but rock doesn't breathe. I mean, that is the ultimate takeaway. The story that started with a series of dumb accidents, a dead horse, a bar fight, has uncovered something so much more sinister than goblins or corporate greed. Our heroes have stumbled onto a threat that's ancient, it's alive, and it is waking up. Their simple quest for freedom? Yeah, that just became a fight for the survival of the entire world.